Hi, I'm Anna Wintour, and I'm so lucky in my work that I'm able to meet some of the most incredible women in the world. Women like Sarah Jessica Parker and Michelle Obama.
Dang, that woman just tipped the scales on a snoodometer, didn't she?
I think what's happening. Propaganda.
I think it's so bizarre that people who live in the inner cities think that Obama is the guy who can relate to them, which he can't. And not only that, he's backed by people who obviously don't relate to y'all at all. So while liberals keep trying to make like it's Republicans who have all the money behind them, they just ignore the big money that exists on their side and how much goes behind Obama. Other contributors you might know would be Goldman Sachs, Microsoft, Google Incorporated, JP Morgan Chase and Company, Citigroup Incorporated, Time Warner, General Electric, Morgan Stanley. Those are just some familiar names. Oh, and don't forget George Soros. And I don't have a problem with people being wealthy. I don't have a problem with Obama having the big money support Obama gets from Hollywood. The problem I have is this perception that Republicans are the ones with all the big money behind them, and as if Obama is depending on people rummaging through their garbage to recycle cans or selling their blood to donate to his campaign because he represents the party of the poor. Sarah Jessica Parker is doing what she does, acting out in a world of make-believe. Especially when she's make-believing that Obama added 4 million new jobs.
4 million new jobs, that guy, President Obama.
What, pray tell, are these jobs, Jessica? Not that I expect you to name them all off, but I've gone on a search for these jobs. And one, the president is not a human resources director, so he didn't add squat. Unless you're talking about jobs like Solyndra, and since that was a so-called business that was paid for by our tax dollars, that would make it crony capitalism now, wouldn't it? You hypocrites, capitalism is good, crony capitalism is bad. We conservatives hate crony capitalism as much as you liberals do, but you liberals are the ones who force us into crony capitalism. And if green technology is so efficient and paid more than it costs, it would breathe on its own in the free market and wouldn't need to be kept on life support by forcing tax dollars from us. But liberals like Sarah Jessica Parker make their living with make-believe. Thus, she will pretend that things like the green industry and Obama's policies actually work. Furthermore, concerning adding jobs, creating a job means something that generates wealth, not taxes it. The job has to contribute to the economy, not to the deficit. See how that works? See, if you're talking about public sector jobs, that doesn't contribute to the economy. You may be thinking the public sector workers spend money too. That's true, but part of their pay comes from the money that was taken from the income of others. So Obama didn't really add jobs. His administration added expenses. But I know that's only part of the so-called 4 million jobs. If there are private sector jobs that was created by this administration, where are they? Perhaps they're located somewhere in this graph. And I'll remind you that unemployment jumped up to 10% from 5% in the months leading up to the election. And after only 3 years has only come down by about 2%. While Sarah Jessica Parker, whose name is as long as her nose, and her nose is long because she's lying. Hey, and you know what? A person who lists their name like that seems really in themselves to me. It's as if they want you to waste a full breath just to say their name. She talks about 4 million added jobs while ignoring the more than 10 million jobs that were lost. It's not like Obama added these so-called 4 million jobs from a positive number. He'd still have to make up more than 5 million more jobs to make up the difference. Maybe if y'all start pretending that he creates jobs, we wouldn't have this problem. And I don't care who it is. Presidents don't add or create jobs. I don't care if it's Romney. If Romney says, as governor, I created, I'd say, knock it off. Your job entails protecting the freedom of the people to create jobs. I'm Alfonso Rachel with ZoNation, where I hope you Occupy Wall Street people aren't waiting to win the contest to be invited to Sarah Jessica Parker's house. There's gonna be big money frolicking about in her house. I reckon we should be hearing about Occupy Sarah Jessica Parker's house in the news, right? Tip the scales on a snoodometer.